Welcome to the channel PK 2023. Hope everyone has a good time watching our videos.
Erling Haaland is the antidote to Manchester City's Champions League demons. At last Erling Haaland proved he is human, but only briefly as Manchester City took another stride towards immortality. The striking Viking, the Norwegian phenomenon, missed a contentious penalty, one of two awarded on a fiery night, but such is his iron self-belief that he went on to score the precious goal that ended any slim hopes Bayern Munich had of overturning this Champions League quarter-final. And so City will again face the holders Real Madrid in the last four, as they did when losing so traumatically and so stunningly last year. But it already feels different this time. Very different. Haaland is the difference. He gives City that belief, and he showed it again as he violently smashed home his 48th goal of this remarkable campaign after erring with the first half spot kick. There was venom and annoyance in the fierce shot and in the rampaging celebrations, with Haaland looking like he was angry and driven to make amends. He was even running more aggressively as he hunted down the goal to silence the previously gloating Bayern fans. While some players would shrink after failing with such a vital penalty, it only made Haaland more determined. He was utterly relentless and would only be sated by the sight of the ball hitting the net, and he was never going to stroke it there. Scratch that first paragraph then. Maybe Haaland really is not human after all, because there does not appear any weakness. Adversity is simply a fuel. A rocket fuel. He has that mindset, drive and focus. He may miss once but not twice. The 22-year-old's goal means he has scored 12 in the Champions League this season. No player has scored more for an English club, as he drew level with the record set by Manchester United's Ruud van Nistelrooy, and an incredible 35 in 27 games overall in the competition. Erling is a special player, a different player to what we had in the past. He is like a shadow for 85 minutes and touches the ball once and it is a goal, Bernardo Silva later said. If so, Haaland is the phantom menace, and he will have given his marker, Dayot Upamecano, nightmares. When Haaland was brought down by Upamecano early in the first half, the defender was shown a red card, with the City forward punching the air with delight as if he had scored. The card was rescinded. Haaland was marginally offside, but the point stood. He is utterly ruthless. And so it proved with his goal. Seconds after the dangerous Kingsley Coman sent a cross skidding low inside the 6-yard area, Kevin De Bruyne broke in. The warning sign was neon lit. Haaland was off, sprinting away at full speed, and his canny accomplice found him as a panicky Upamecano, unnerved by what and who was around him, slipped. Haaland took his time and thrashed his shot high past goalkeeper Jan Sommer. Try and save that. No chance. City were in the final. The crowd knew it, and Haaland let them know it as he wheeled away. The numbers are getting ever more ridiculous, and he still has a maximum of 13 games to go in the Champions League, FA Cup and Premier League, as City chase the treble only previously achieved by United in 1998-99. Indeed, this was the beginning of a potentially defining 8 days, with the FA Cup semi-final on Saturday and the Premier League leaders Arsenal to host next Wednesday. For Bayern, despite the tightness of their battle with Borussia Dortmund at the top of the Bundesliga, this was it, and it is an exit, although apparently inevitable, that will hurt and that will be full of recriminations for this proud European giant. The tension showed with their new coach Thomas Tuchel, brought in partly to negotiate this tie, as faith dwindled and Julian Nagelsmann, red-carded as he protested at a challenge. Bayern delivered the atmosphere, but, admirably, City fed off it, and no one more so than Haaland. Fight with a big chest until the end, ran a banner along the bottom of the sub-tribune prior to kickoff, and that was as much an order as a shrill rallying cry. But it was an order heeded as much by City as Bayern. They puffed out their chests and gave as good as they got, and they gave everything, with Jack Grealish lying flat on his back exhausted at the final whistle. Haaland was already off, substituted, rested, wrapped in cotton wool. We are exhausted. I don't know how we recover to play against Sheffield United, Pep Guardiola later said. They recover because the prizes are so tantalizingly close. There were 2 penalties. Both were for questionable handballs. Upamecano was harshly punished after Ilkay Gundogan's shot struck him, as was Manuel Akanji late on when an effort from substitute Sadio Mane hit him and there was a VAR check. Joshua Kimmich converted, but Haaland missed his. There was gamesmanship with Leon Goretzka picking up imaginary debris close to the spot and Haaland was made to wait. Still, this is Haaland, unflappable Haaland. But rather like that other cold night assassin Harry Kane in the World Cup quarter-final against France, he hoofed his spot kick high over the crossbar. I am pretty sure he will learn from that for the future, Guardiola said. We can all be sure of that even if it was the first time in 3 years and at the 16th attempt that Haaland had failed to score. Maybe it would have been different had Leroy Sané not fluffed an early one-on-one while Guardiola eventually smartly adjusted his tactics to close down Bayern's threat down the city left. That made a difference as did their determined defending. But not as big a difference as Haaland.
So I'm pretty sure he will learn for that for the future, and next time when we arrive there, he will be more secure and confident to take the penalty.
Sorry, German or English, sorry? English? Last one in English then, please, guys, and then we'll take a German.
Hola Pep, bona nit, Miquel Agut de RAC1. I'd like to change the subject if you don't mind. In Barcelona and Madrid there's kind of war between both clubs. Real Madrid released a video saying Barcelona were the favorite.
When I play against Madrid, you can ask me about these questions. Now is not the moment.
So what about Real Madrid in the semi-finals then?
I had the feeling that I think I heard yesterday 11 semi-finals in 30 years. So chapeau, heads off. We are 3 and looks like, wow, what we have done is incredible. We've reached Champions League semi-final. And I think all the clubs around the world had the feeling that if you want to win this competition, you have to beat Real Madrid right now. Before it was Barcelona, now it's Real Madrid.
Any questions in German, please, guys? Just here? No? Any more?
You don't want to listen my German? No.
I would like to listen your Italian. Just a question on the other semi-final. You are surprised that the coming back of Milan and Inter?
No. The people when you play this competition, like Napoli has done what they have done, that the way he played all the season has been magnificent. The people believe like you are done in the Italian league in front of by much better than Milan. You go in the Champions League competition, it's going to happen the same. The way that the people is completely wrong. They have to change the click. And you play against Milan that have, like Bayern Munich, a lot of history behind. We don't know how many Champions League in his trophy cabin, and you have Arrigo Sacchi, you have Fabio Capello, you have Baresi, Maldini, Costa Curta, and all these type of players that this is history that is involved in this competition. And that's why both teams are good. And the same like yesterday, the details at the end was 1-0 in Milan, 1-1 there, with the penalties given or given, and these margins are so narrow, so make the difference. I'm going to say now Napoli is bad because it's out of the Champions League. I saw the game yesterday and I was really impressed how good they play. But little details could go through. Didn't go through, congratulations Milan. And next season, like I'm pretty sure Napoli is going to win the Italian league, will be in the Champions League next season. He's going to try again. Because the question here is just try it. It's not win it, just try it. And as much you try it at the end, maybe one day you are lucky.
Thank you, guys.
Schönen Abend.
Thank you for watching our video. Please subscribe channel, comment and sharing our videos.